Welcome to Wizard's Whimsy. We're looking at Modern Horizons 3 and we're taking a look at uncommon cards that are double faced. On one side, they're a creature or they're a spell, and on the other side, they're a bolt land. Let's go ahead and get into those right now. Fel the Profane is a 4-drop, 2 generic, and 2 black mana. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. This card will definitely see some play in EDH. Not sure if it'll see play in cEDH. I kind of feel that there's a good chance since it is instant speed removal and it's also a land that you can have come in untapped. I do feel that there will be some decks that are trying this out in cEDH. You know, you can always let me know what your thoughts are on any of these cards. Which ones you think will see play in cEDH, which ones you feel will be good enough in EDH, and if you think any of them are decent enough to throw in Modern, let me know in the comments below. Bogart Trawler is the creature that is also a bolt land on the reverse side of it. It is a 3-drop, 2 generic, and a black 3/1. When he enters the battlefield, you can exile target player's graveyard. Now, graveyard hate is important in a lot of games and in the meta. So this card could see a little bit of play, but I feel that there's probably cards that are cheaper that do that exact same thing that benefit you better, or cards that'll get rid of each opponent's graveyard. Now, the upside is that it's a land that you can have come in untapped if you're willing to pay 3 life for it. Will this see cEDH play? I don't think it's quite good enough for that. Won't surprise me to see some players try it out just to see, since it does multiple things. Looking at the red double face cards, we're looking at a sorcery, Sundering Eruption. It's a 3-drop, 2 generic, and a red. You destroy target land, its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Creatures without flying can't block this turn. And it enters, if you put it on the reverse side, it comes in as Volcanic Fissure. Now, if you pay the 3 life, it'll come in untapped. Otherwise, it comes in tapped and it taps for a red mana. Now, this card will definitely see some play because, I mean, there's some great targets, magic'Ith being one of them, Cavern of Souls, depending on what build you're going for. So this card's definitely going to see some play in EDH. I don't know if it'll see play in cEDH, but it is quite possible that it could be used, since, again, you can have untapped land, and it can also destroy a land. And if you have opposition agent, well, you can destroy their land and then go search their library for a basic land. So there is plenty of upside to see it play. Not sure. I think there'll probably be a couple of decks to try it out, maybe in cEDH, but I'm guessing that mostly this will be a regular EDH card. Each color has 2 of these double face cards in it, one of them being a creature and the other one being an instant or sorcery. And with Pinnacle Monk, that's the creature in the red slot, it is a 5-drop, 3 generic, and 2 red. It's a 2/2. It has prowess, and when it enters the battlefield, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. I could see this seeing some play. It's definitely going to see play in regular EDH. One, it returns an instant or sorcery upon ETB. It has prowess. It being a 5-drop, right now, cEDH is kind of in a mid-range game, so I can see this trying to get back one of your key cards that maybe got countered, or that it just didn't pan out, that you couldn't dig enough into your library to go for the win. So there is a potential for this one to see play in cEDH, but that's only because we're kind of in a mid-range right now in cEDH. But like I said, it'll definitely it's definitely going to be a fringe card, I believe. It does, like I said, it does have the upside of returning an instant or sorcery, but being a 5-drop, there's other cards that can do the same thing that is a lot cheaper than 5 mana. The upside, like I said, is that it can come in as an untapped red source, which could be a game changer or get you into the win in cEDH or even in regular EDH. Do I think this will see play in Modern? I'm not really sure, but it'll be interesting to watch and see what happens. Moving on to the white double face cards, we have Razor Grass Ambush. It is an instant 2-drop, 1 and a white. Its Razor Grass Ambush deals 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. On the flip side, it's Razor Grass Field. Again, pay 3 life, it comes in untapped. Otherwise, it comes in tapped. You tap it for a white mana. This one, it's hard to say if it'll see cEDH play. I'm not sure what it's going to be able to actually kill doing the 3 damage, because usually people are pretty, they don't really attack too much with small stuff if they can help it. So I don't think this is going to take a place of any of the other removals in there, even though it can come in as a land. I feel that it's very situational because the creature has to be attacking or blocking. Now, regular EDH, yes, it'll see some play, and it might even see play in modern. Uh, just not 100% sure on that one. The modern meta game is pretty fast, and I think this might be a little too slow. It might not deal enough damage to really make that much of an impact. And you definitely don't want to be paying the 3 life if you're going up against an aggro deck or burn or something like that that's going to knock you out. So I don't really think this one's going to see much modern play. EDH casual, it'll probably see a little bit of play. Just not sure. It doesn't feel like it's that great of a card. This would probably be one that I just leave in my box. Now, the creature in the white is Witch Enchanter. It's a 4-drop, 3 generic and a white. It's a 2/2. When Witch Enchanter enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Now, this one is a pretty decent card. Being 4 mana, though, it might not see that much cEDH play. But then again, it is possible. There'll be some fringe decks. It'll be interesting to see because it does destroy, a target artifact or enchantment opponent controls. And you can have it come in as an untapped land on the reverse side if you pay the 3 life, which is Witch Blessed Meadow. Now, EDH, this will definitely see play. Anything that can help destroy artifacts or enchantments, they definitely see play in EDH. It's going to go in plenty of decks, I feel, just because of the I guess triple utility of it. Actually, it gives you a body, it destroys an artifact or an enchantment, or it can be a land. So it's an upside card, but the 4 mana, there's other creatures that will destroy target artifact or enchantment. There's other instants and sorceries that you can get for a lot cheaper than 4 mana. So this going into cEDH, there might be a couple of fringe decks that try it. There's, looking for some budget builds. This will probably definitely be able to fit into a budget build. So it could see some play. Usually, when Modern Horizons come out, it really shakes up the modern meta. It'll be interesting to see if it shakes up the cEDH meta this time around. Even though this set actually feels like it's a supplement set for the commander decks, uh, it's possible that this could actually, change the landscape a little bit in cEDH. So definitely want to watch the meta on that, and we'll just go ahead and get on over to the next color. In the blue slots, again, we have an instant and we also have a creature as well. The instant is Sink into Stupor. It is a 3-drop, 1 generic, 2 blue. Return target spell or non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. It can come in as a land on the other side. Support Springs. Again, pay 3 life. It comes in untapped. Otherwise, it comes in tapped. It taps for a blue. The Sink in the Stupor side, it's interesting. It's because it's a 3-drop. Return target spell or non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. This is definitely going to see some play. It'll see some play at EDH. Might even see some play in cEDH, just because it can return the permanent or a spell. So if someone's pitching their last card to cast a Force of Will because they don't have the mana to hard cast. You just return that spell back to their hand, and your other spell should resolve since they don't have the ability to pitch a card for a Force again or the mana to tap. So I think it'll see some play. It's a good utility because you can also get that blue mana source that you need. So this will see a little bit of play in cEDH. I definitely think people will try it out and see how it fits, see how it works. Because anything that lower mana cost spells that they can do multiple things, hit multiple targets, they tend to do pretty well as long as they're in the right decks. So we'll definitely be watching Sink in the Stupor to see how it does. It'll definitely see play in EDH. Not sure in Modern. Looks like it could be a decent control card in Modern as well. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. The creature in blue is Hydroelectric Specimen. He's a 3-drop, 2 generic, and a blue. He's a 1/4. He has Flash. When he enters the battlefield, you may change the target of target instant or sorcery spell with a single target to this creature. Now, on the reverse side, it's Hydroelectric Laboratory. That again, pay 3 life, comes in untapped, taps for a blue. If you don't pay the 3 life, it comes in tapped. It has Flash, so it can fill the spot for Spell Skite, which is pretty interesting. You don't have to pay the life, and then you can just put this card out when you feel that you need to. So that is definitely an upside to it, and it also being able to be an untapped land. We'll see some decks trying this out. Definitely EDH. The downside to it that it's a single time use, so it's when it enters the battlefield that you change it. So you're saving something once. Now, if someone's trying to get rid of something with like Bowmasters or something like that, you're going to change that trigger once. You're not going to be able to change it multiple times like you would with a Spell Skite. So upside downside to it, I feel that this is a decent card. Definitely something to put in your EDH decks. Maybe even try it out in cEDH. It's actually kind of an exciting time because right now with a new set fixing to release, I feel that there's going to be a lot of cards that are getting tried out into decks. Hopefully changing the meta up a little bit. Maybe bringing some new life into some older decks that are kind of on the fringe now. So I think this card could be one of those cards that see play to try to breathe some new life into older decks. Looking at the green cards, Bridgeworks Battle is a 3-drop sorcery. It's 2 generic and a green. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Each deals damage equal to its power to the other. On the reverse side, it's Tanglespan Bridgeworks. It's a land you can pay 3 life to have it come in untapped, or you can let it come in tapped. It'll tap for a green. Uh, again, it's a good little fight card. Uh, being sorcery and a 3-drop, I think that just pretty much sticks it in EDH realm. I don't see anyone running green in cEDH wanting to use this card, even though it can come in as a land. I feel that it would most likely come in as a land all the time. So at that point, you'd probably be better off just putting in a land that you can have come in untapped. So don't think this one's going to see cEDH play. Will it see EDH play? I'm pretty sure it will. The creature card in green that's double face is Disciple of Freyles. It's a 6-drop, 3 generic and 3 green, 3/3. When Disciple of Freyles enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, you gain X life and you draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. It can also come in as a land. Garden of Freyles, again, pay 3 life, comes in untapped. Otherwise, it comes in tapped. This This one I could see maybe in a elf ball deck, since you can get some creatures up pretty big, you can get your elves up pretty big, and then you can drop this as a way to sacrifice one of those creatures to gain life and draw cards and hopefully get into your win con. And if you're in a mono green deck coming up to 6 green mana, it's not very hard. So I do feel that there are a couple of decks in cEDH that may try this out just as another sack outlet for cards to draw cards, gain life. Now, there's only a couple of decks that I could think of in cEDH that might try this out, and I kind of feel that they'll probably still kind of shy away from this because it is 6 mana to put into it, where you have other cards that are 4 mana or less that can do the same thing, or that is something that you can do at instant speed. So this one's iffy. Like I said, there's probably only 2 or 3 decks that may try to use this in cEDH. You shouldn't always listen to everybody that's putting out videos whenever it comes to cards. I mean, you have your own play style. You have cards that you like to play or that you want to try out. Don't let anyone discourage you from trying it. You never know how well a card's going to perform until you actually put it to the test. So, if anything, that's what you should take away from this video, that these cards can see play in the different formats, modern, EDH, cEDH, 1v1 commander. If you're willing to try them and check them out. So that's the best advice that I can give, is that people can come online and talk about the cards and how they feel that they'll perform. But again, that is that person's opinion. They might have, a lot of credentials behind why they're saying it, but it shouldn't discourage you from trying to play or brew a deck and try it out. The deck might fail, that card might be bad, but until you actually try it out, you really won't know for sure. So that's my big advice, is don't be afraid to try new cards out, to challenge what people say the meta is of a format. Build the deck that you want to build and build what you want to play, and try out the cards that you want to play. So until next time, keep slinging those spells.